Today marks the end of my first year as a creator on YouTube and Patreon and the beginning of year 2. Let's celebrate and paint this line and wash birthday balloon together. For today's painting, you will need some paper, watercolor paper. I am going to use an 8x10 block of Arches 100% cotton cold press paper. I'm going to use 3 Da Vinci colors, Phthalo Blue, Aerolite Yellow FGL, and Red Rose Deep. And I'm going to also use some Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star Waterproof India Ink Matte. And my nib pen, because we're going to be doing ink and wash. Let's get started. It is my 1-year anniversary on Patreon and on YouTube. And I thought today would be a really fun way to celebrate that. I'm going to use a nib pen, a dip pen with a nib on it to go around all of the pencil markings of the happy birthday balloon. You could easily change this though to congratulations, to happy anniversary, anything that would be written on a balloon. You could change the whole balloon and do it your way. I'm going to start off with the nib, and then I'm going to see how it looks with just using a stick. So I'll start with the outside. I'm not going to be really neat or perfect doing this. I want it to look spontaneous and full of energy. I'm going to go around up here, and I just dip it in. The nib picks up the ink. If you want some more ink and wash or line and wash tutorials, I have them on my YouTube. I have a loose artichoke, and I have an Italian village. They are also on my Patreon, the same video and everything. So you get the outline on my Patreon. This video is going on YouTube and Patreon exactly the same. Doing ink and wash on cold pressed paper is a little bit different than on hot pressed, because cold pressed has a texture. Hot press is very smooth. It just depends on the look that you want. Okay, let's do all these little Notice I'm not doing all of them all the way to the end and all the way through. I'm breaking some of them up, and sometimes they're hitting both sides and sometimes they're not, just so that we have a little bit of variety. There's a dot in a line. And sometimes I let the pen run out of ink. This is going to be really fun to paint. I'm going to list all the materials in the description, so you'll know exactly the nib I'm using and the ink and everything. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the circles with this one. And with this pen, you can press hard, you can press light, and you'll get different effects each time. Let's compare to the stick. Okay, now I'm going to do the rest of it with the stick. I'm resting my pinky finger down on a spot that doesn't have any ink, so I'm trying not to smear it. The outline for this tutorial is on my Patreon. You just need to sign up as a free member. As of today, I have 52 tutorials on Patreon. This is waterproof ink, so I'm going to let it dry before I start to paint, and it won't bleed into the painting. If you wanted to add additional effects, you could use water-soluble ink. Like any ink pen would be water-soluble. And you could let it bleed out from the outline. That would be really neat too. It's all dry. I'm going to use my kneaded eraser to get rid of any remaining pencil lines. To begin, I'm going to use my misting spray to spray some water over the top of the whole painting. And this will help me be loose and carefree and just allow me to just enjoy painting colors onto a paper. I'm just making puddles of each color before I get started. Okay, now I'm looking at the balloon, and a lot of it is, there's red between each color. So I'm going to start with red. And just start right here. Just a few little swipes in each little section. It's okay if it goes out of the lines. That's what makes it charming. I think I'm going to do one more little spray. I'm about a foot away when I spray it. That worked out perfectly. I'm going to do another spray. Maybe the paint will move. There we go. There we go. I like that. Okay. Now, since all of these sections are a little bit wet, I'm going to work on the dots in the middle. I'm going to space them out. I'm using a little bit thicker paint. I don't want to do the dots over and over again. What we get is what we get. Okay, let's get some blue dots. This one's starting to bleed out a little bit, bleed out of the outline. Just put them wherever you want. Get some yellow. I get some green, so I'm going to get some yellow over here and add a little bit of blue. Let's get some purple. This will be a great little card. You could make it, you could paint it big like this and scan it and then print it out for a card. Or you could paint it on 5x7. I let this dry for about 15 minutes before I dried it off with the dryer. And I'm just thrilled with the effects the water bottle had. I'm going to go through now and use different colors around the whole balloon. And then I think I'm going to reinforce or do another layer of the red. So I'm going to start with yellow. I got out a 1/4 inch flat. This is a Polar Flow Creative Mark 1/4 inch flat. So let's see, I'm going to do yellow here. It's a little easier to get color. I'm going to come way over here. It's a little easier with this shape to use this when I use this brush. Does that make any sense? Sometimes I can't think. See, another yellow. How about right there? Let's get some blue. Let's put some really light blue here. And over here. And let's see, yellow, red, green, red, blue. And then right here. And then right here. And now some green. I'm going to mix this with the yellow. I'm going to make a nice bright green. Get a lot of yellow. Okay, next to the yellow goes green. Oh well. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Let's get a dark blue. Let's mix some blue with a little bit of red. Now we get a dark blue. Let's make an orange. Just make it up as you go. If you don't have a spot for orange, just put it somewhere else. And I need a purple. Let's put purple here, here, I don't think I have any more spaces. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the letters. Let's get red for the H. quinacridone rose, and a little bit of yellow. I'm going to tap a little water on, make some splashes. Okay, let's get the yellow. The yellow is pretty contaminated. And so when that happens, you just have to get a little paper towel and create a space, wipe off all the spots that are contaminating it. Like, I'm going to get rid of this green that's right next to it. I could have avoided that in the first place if I hadn't have dragged color into it. Oh, or had a dirty brush. That's good enough. Okay. Okay, what else is yellow? This A over here. Okay, I'm going to splat a little bit of water. A little bit of yellow. Okay, let's do the green. The D and the B. I'm going to splat some water, and I'm going to splat a little bit of green. Okay, the P is blue. Once again, I have no spot to put just blue. Water that down a little. This P. And this Y. And the R. Splat some blue. And some water. I like how this is touching and bleeding. That looks really good. Y is dark blue, so let's get some more blue and a little more red. The I. I'm going to splat a little water. I don't think I'm going to splat any dark blue. Okay, the T is orange. Okay, yellow. That's better. Splat a little water. And now I'm going to do another red for the H. And splat a little water. I'm going to splat a little color. More water. I think this looks really cute. I'm going to get my number 4 and I'm going to splat the colors onto the balloon and all around it. Orange, yellow, blue, pink. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to do another layer of red. I want this to have more splats and be more celebratory, so I'm going to get a lot more water, and I have a little bit bigger brush. I have a number 8 silver black velvet, and I have it really loaded, and I'm going to throw it down all over. Sometimes it's just water. I'm dipping my brush in clear water. I'm going to get some red. I'm going to get some blue. More water. Kind of like a confetti look. Does it need more? I think it might need more. Some purple. Let's go up here. More water. And while we're waiting for that to dry, we can do this part down here. I left this here in case I wanted to make a gray. Now that's green. Add orange. I'm going to add red. And I think we're going to get a gray. I'm going to add a little more blue. Okay, I'm going to paint this. And this is the little tab for the string. A lot of people wonder when they're done. And you could say that you're done here. It looks really cute. It could be a nice, cute little card. But I want to show you how to really punch it up and make it really exciting. I'm going to get out my pen again, and in some places I'm going to really punch up the black. I'm going to go right over where we painted. But I'm not going to go over everything. I'm going to just go over certain parts randomly. And maybe this line isn't so in the lines. You know, balloons are crinkly. They're not flat. So there's a squiggly line. We're going to make a squiggly line up here. Right over this. Paint and go out of the lines. I like it when it goes over this dried loose paint. This green might need a little bit of help. It's pretty pale, kind of weak looking. Now I'm holding this pen back here, not down here to make it controlled. I'm holding it back here so that it will be wonky. I like the blending of colors in here. I'm going to leave that how it is. It's going to thicken this line. And I like this here too. Do a little more around the edge. Make that a little crinkly. Okay, I'm going to let that ink dry and then we'll add a little more red to the border. I forgot to put the little string . Okay, now I'm going to do the red. I cleaned off my plate so that I could have more pure color. Pretty thick base of red there. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to warm it up. And now I'm going to go through the balloon and add this on top of what's already there. Doesn't that really bring it out so much brighter? Even if you don't fill in the entire space, it really punches it up. So a lot of times we think that we're done with something, but we need to take a second and look at it from afar and see, does it need to have darker values? Does it need more highlights? Does it need more detail? What's the focal point? This doesn't really have a focal point because it's just a balloon. But other paintings, there. And I'm just going to do, I think, a little wash of maybe some yellow. I don't want to mess anything up. I think it's just a little too white. I didn't do that much. I'm now going to do some more splats. I really like this one right here. I wish it was a little bit darker, and I really like this one because it has multiple colors in it. So load up that brush with lots of water and a little pigment and throw it down. Okay, let's get some of the pink. Oh, that's going to be a good one. We need some more down here. Not right there. This is the funnest part of the whole thing, is throwing down some pigment. That's going to be fun. I'm going to get a little blue. I need a little more right up here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Thanks so much for painting this happy birthday balloon with me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.